A top focus. Trouble mounts for Tamil Nadu Education Minister Ponmudi in connection to the corruption case. The Enforcement Directorate, which raided locations linked to him for 13 hours, has now taken the minister to their office for questioning. The probe agency claimed it has seized cash worth rupees 70 lakhs and foreign currency during its raids today. So that's the big development that we're tracking at the top of 9. This is, of course, in connection with Tamil Nadu Education Minister Ponmudi. In fact, the DMK and its ally Congress have condemned the raids on Ponmudi, calling it political vendetta by the BJP.
எதிர்க்கட்சிகளாக இருக்கக்கூடிய நாங்கள் சமாளிப்பதற்கு தயாராக இருக்கிறோம். இது ஏற்கனவே தமிழ்நாட்டை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஆளுநர் அவர்கள் தேர்தல் பிரச்சாரத்தை எங்களுக்காக நடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கிறார். இப்போது அமலாக்கத்துறையும் சேர்ந்திருக்கிறது. ஆகவே தேர்தல் வேலை எங்களுக்கு சுலபமாக இருக்கும் என்றுதான் நான் கருதுகிறேன். சொல்றேன், இதெல்லாம் சகஜம், சர்வசாதாரணம், திசை திருப்புவதற்காக செய்யக்கூடிய நாடகம். இதெல்லாம் மக்கள் பார்த்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க. ஏன் உங்களுக்கே தெரியாதா? நீங்களே மனசாட்சியில் கை வச்சு சொல்லி கேட்டு பாருங்க. உங்களுக்கே இது நியாயமா, இது எதுக்காக செய்யறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது உங்களுக்கே தெரியும்.
एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर डीएमके के एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर पर जो आज ईडी की रेड हो गई है, ये भी एक प्रेशर करने का एक टैक्टिस है. प्रेशराइज करके हमारे अपोजिशन पार्टी के लोगों को तोड़ने का, और खासकर जो डीएमके कांग्रेस की मैत्री है वहां पर, वो डरा के अलग अलग करने के लिए वो लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं. लेकिन डीएमके भी डरने वाली नहीं है, कांग्रेस भी डरने वाली नहीं है.
Dharani, my colleague, joins me live on the broadcast for more inputs on this top story. Dharani, good evening. We clearly understand a significant development that's coming in as far as after the raids, the questioning is concerned by the central agency. Tell us more on that front.
The Enforcement Directorate has taken Tamil Nadu's Higher Education Minister Ponmudi for a further inquiry to their office in Chennai. So we're given to understand that there is no question of arrest at the moment. He is not getting arrested, but his statement is being recorded under Section 50 of the PMLA Act, is what sources inside the ED are telling us. So he is right now in the ED's office in Chennai. Further inquiries are going on, and his statement will also be recorded, as per Section 50 of the PMLA Act. Remember, for almost 13 hours, the Enforcement Directorate has been searching 9 locations in relation to Higher Education Minister Ponmudi and his son Gautam Sigamani. So after 13 hours of raids, now he's been taken to the ED office in Chennai. So this is definitely creating a lot of political talks here in Tamil Nadu. Remember, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has called this development a political vendetta because last month Tamil Nadu's electricity minister was similarly raided by the Enforcement Directorate, and at the end of the searches he was also arrested by the ED. Still now he's in the judicial custody. In fact, today he's been shifted from Kaveri Hospital in Chennai to the Pulal prison. So he's under the arrest, in relation to a job for a cash for job scam that took place in 2014 and 15 period. So after Senthil Balaji, now the Minister Ponmudi, he's at the moment in the Enforcement Directorate's office in Chennai. His statement is being recorded. Whether he'll get arrested or not is something that we have to wait and see. But our sources in the ED department are telling us that it is very unlikely that an arrest is going to happen. But we'll have to wait and see because this case has been going through a lot of twists and turns lately, and anything may happen. We'll have to wait and see.
Right, Dharani. Thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast and getting us all those important details as far as this top story is concerned. But for the moment, we leave it at that and shift our focus to the other top story that we're tracking on Nation tonight. Now, the second mega opposition huddle is underway in Bengaluru, with 26 like-minded parties putting up a united front against the centre with an eye on 2024 Lok Sabha polls. Now, political bigwigs like M.K. Stalin, Arvind Kejriwal, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, Mamta Banerjee, Omar Abdullah, Akhilesh Yadav were among the several leaders seen attending the dinner meet earlier today. Now, the key meeting to strategize plans to defeat BJP in 2024 will take place on Tuesday. Though not all opposition parties were present in Bengaluru, southern parties like BRS, JDS, YSRCP, TDP, while other top political parties like BSP, BJD have decided to stay away from the opposition unity. Meanwhile, BJP, which will be heading a key NDA meeting on Tuesday, downplayed the Bengaluru huddle, calling it a photo op by parties who loot the nation.
ये एक इनफॉर्मल मीटिंग थी, एक दूसरे से बातचीत करने की और इकट्ठे भोजन करने की मीटिंग थी। बड़ी अच्छे माहौल में बातचीत हुई और भोजन हो रहा है। अभी कुछ लोग हैं, अभी भी भोजन चल रहा है और कल फॉर्मल मीटिंग होगी, जिसके पश्चात सेकंड हाफ में हम आपसे फिर मुखातिब।
This is only the second meeting. The first one took place a few weeks ago in Patna. Obviously, I hope that something more substantive will be done in this meeting, because the last meeting was, I think, just the beginning. We wanted to see how many parties were attending, what their individual points of view were. But now that this is the second in the series of meetings, we need to have something more substantive. We have to ask ourselves, what has changed that suddenly the BJP has found the need to start talking to NDA allies again? Obviously, they realize that the ground is not in their favor, but that still leaves a lot of work for us to do.
Narendra Modi, who spoiled the economy of the country, not opposition parties. What is NDA? UPA is there, NDA is also there. In NDA only BJP is there, other parties are also there. See, all the opposition parties are coming together.
यूपीए का सवाल है और ये जो ऑपोजिशन के अलायंस है, ये भानुमति का कुनबा है और कहीं का ईंट कहीं का रोड़ा, भानुमति ने कुनबा जोड़ा, इस तरीके का ये अलायंस है। न तो इनके पास नेता है, न ही नीयत है, न ही नीति है और न ही फैसला लेने की ताकत है। यह फोटो अपॉर्चुनिटी के लिए अच्छा है, लेकिन सच्चाई ये है कि न तो इनके पास कोई फैसला लेने की ताकत है और न ही वो नीयत है, न ही नेता है। स्वार्थ की राजनीति पर आधारित ये एकता की जो बुनियाद है वो बड़ी खोखली है।
Imran, my colleague, joins me live on the broadcast for more inputs. Imran, good evening. Of course, the destination is Bengaluru, but as we speak about these developments, on one hand, many leaders are already in Bangalore, but tomorrow, of course, will be the key strategy, the roadmap to 2024. What should one really know, and what are the political reactions that are coming in? Imran, if you can hear me, very good evening. Let me just repeat that question for you. In terms of course, the destination being Bengaluru for the opposition unity meet, what are the key takeaways that one needs to know from today, and also the bigger roadmap that one is hoping to aim with all these parties coming together?
Well, the opposition parties are coming together to take on the BJP and especially to look Sabha elections, how they can counter BJP and especially counter their narrative. Now, there are 26 opposition parties who are meeting today, and main important meeting will be tomorrow as to talk about strategies, what should be the agendas, and especially what should be the seat sharing of the opposition parties. Now, what we're getting from sources inside is that the regional parties are saying that they should be given a lot more prominence as far as the Lok Sabha elections are concerned, and how that will be made well within the opposition parties. We have to see the one thing, big issue which the opposition parties are to want to come on a sales platform is on the issue of UCC, Uniform Civil Code. Now, this is the issue which is the BJP has going to make it big in the coming days as one of the biggest poll plank, and there are challenges within for the opposition parties to support it and not to support it, because there is a lot of political and also ground level ramifications are there on the ECC issue. Apart from that, how much will be the seat sharing of the Congress party, and over that, what will be the common minimum program, what will the issues which will unite the opposition together, and over that, another biggest challenge hurdle for them, which the BJP is putting question as who will be the face of the opposition. As of right now, today, K.C. Venugopal, while addressing the press conference, said there are many leaders in the opposition. There need not be one particular reason. What they're coming together is to save secularism and democracy and to challenge BJP. When also the fact that they're saying that the people who are staying out of it, like the KCR or Janata Dal Secular, are basically supporting BJP. There is no third stance left in India, is what the opposition is pitching up now. They're saying that either you have to come together to oppose BJP to save, that means saving secularism and democracy, according to the opposition parties who have gathered in Bengaluru, and against the BJP's, which tries to what they call as high-handedness through use of enforcement agencies like ED and IT, trying to finish off the opposition. In order to stand up against it, we have to come together, otherwise we'll perish. That's a message the opposition is coming together as far as the second round of meeting which is happening after Patna and Bengaluru. Now, there are very, very crucial, important issues at stake at hand, and also important issues to discuss, especially when we see that Mehbooba Mufti is there, Farooq Abdullah is there. So UCC, other issues are quite contentious as far as their political regions or their political ground level issues are concerned. So all this have to be worked out. This is what the opposition is saying, that this will not be the meeting which will be all finalized, but this is an initiative. This is the second such meeting. In fact, the third such meeting most likely is going to happen in Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu. And as the days progresses, they say that by November, what sources are saying that they will come up with a common minimum program and also come up with a strong narrative against the BJP and especially against the Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Right, Imran. Thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast, getting us those important details and also putting things into perspective for our viewers as to what one can expect tomorrow in Bengaluru as well. But for the moment, we leave it at that. And we, in fact, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, one of the party's most prominent faces in the South, says the opposition is together in the fight to oust BJP and Narendra Modi in 2024. Let's listen.
The opposition is once again meeting in Bangalore. Can I ask you, what changed the Congress party's mind as far as opposing the Delhi ordinance in Parliament is concerned? Is it because the Aam Aadmi Party threw a fit? Is it something else?
It certainly wasn't the Aam Aadmi Party throwing a fit. It was the recognition that the constitution was being subverted in many ways in this ordinance. We have, after all, ruled Delhi for many years. So Sheila Dixit was in power for 15 years, and she used these powers responsibly. If these powers were taken away in the manner that this particular ordinance is suggesting, it would not be worth coming to power again in Delhi. I mean, the fact is that any democratic party that wants to rule Delhi, including the BJP, will want to take this ordinance away. It seems to me a very, very short-term temporary expedient meant to curb this particular party, the Aam Aadmi Party, from the point of view of the government. If tomorrow the BJP were not ruling at the center, but were ruling in Delhi, they would be just as stridently opposed to these absurd regulations come up in the ordinance, which essentially hands over the powers of the elected government to a bunch of civil servants. It's something that obviously no Democratic Party would want to support. The only reason I think that the BJP supports is because they're in power in the center right now, so they appoint the civil servants who will effectively rule Delhi. The day they're no longer in power in the center, I'm sure, 100% sure, that they will change their view on their own ordinance, because the expedient is very clearly about curbing the powers of the Aam Aadmi Party government and transferring much of it to bureaucrats who will be appointed by and controlled by the central government. That's the exercise. So every party that's not ruling in the center will want this ordinance scrapped.
But in that case, why did the Congress party keep the Aam Aadmi Party hanging? Is it because the Delhi unit of the Congress wasn't very keen on supporting anything that the Aam Aadmi Party does?
I think there is a great deal of disquiet amongst people in the Congress, particularly in Delhi and in Punjab, against obliging the Aam Aadmi Party, which had kind of made the demands in a rather strident fashion and even attempted to make it a condition for their participation. And that sort of language, I think, got some people's backs up already before Patna. And at the same time, since on the principle of the issue, the Congress Party had clearly concluded that this is not a good ordinance to support, I think it was a question of both when to announce their stand when to overlook some of the other political considerations around it, and they decided to do so before the Bangalore meeting. I think that's understandable, and I don't think that on the substance of the issue the Congress Party changed its mind. I think its mind was always where it's come out right now. But in terms of timing and so on, and coming across as if it was responding to ultimatum from the Aam Aadmi Party, there was naturally some reluctance to that.
But, you know, the BJP after the Patna meeting, before the Bangalore meet, is saying this is a classic case of frenemies coming together. They are friends in Patna and Bangalore, but they are enemies everywhere else in their respective states. How can these guys even think of forming a united opposition where there are so many, ambitions at play? And who is the opposition in any case pitting against Narendra Modi? What would your comment be to that statement?
What's so surprising about that? Go back, for example, to the elections of 2004. Both in Kerala and in Bengal, the communists clobbered the Congress. In Kerala, they clobbered us massively. They won every seat in the state practically, other than 2-1 by the Muslim League. The Congress became 0 in Kerala. But when the Congress formed the UPA government in the center, UPA won, the communist parties with their 60 MPs supported the Congress government from the outside. So there's plenty of precedents for this. There are historical, ideological, and social reasons as to why in different states parties take different stands. And I think we have to accept that because that's the nature of our politics. The NCP, for example, is an ally of the Congresses in Delhi and in Maharashtra, and is with the left front in Kerala. Now, all of this may seem bewilderingly complex, but it reflects much more the histories of politics in specific states.
Mr. Tharoor, this is a bit of a cliche, a TV cliche that is. But in any case, I'm going to ask you this. The question is, Modi versus who? Ultimately, the opposition will have to answer that question.
Look, it seems to me that the Congress Party answered this very effectively in one of its election slogans of 2014, which essentially said, "Main nahi, hum." We've got the BJP approaching this election with main. It's all about one-man rule and the personality of Mr. Modi versus a group of leaders who are saying this is all about us collectively. It's about hum and not main. I think that's a tenable proposition. But honestly, what you're asking me is way above my pay grade, as they say in the military. I don't know how these decisions will be made. My guesswork, if you were to ask me to guess as an ordinary member of parliament, is that I don't think the parties will consider it essential to pick one particular face before the elections. I think they will go and approach it collectively. They will certainly have the face of their local leaders in local states. So you shouldn't be surprised to see an individual leader being projected in that state, whether it's in UP or Bihar or Bengal or Tamil Nadu or whatever. But when the results are out and we know who all have won how many seats, they'll come together and make a decision, just as UPA 1 and UPA 2 did in 2004 and 2009. I think these are matters that have been solved in the past, and they can be solved again.
Well, it is going to be meeting versus meeting on Tuesday as parties prepare game plan for 2024. On the same day, opposition holds its unity meeting in Bengaluru. The BJP-led NDA will be in a huddle in the national capital. The BJP has expressed confidence that as many as 38 parties, including existing allies and new ones, will attend the meet. Ajit Pawar's NCP faction, Shiv Sena Shinde camp, Jan Sena are among the new entrants in the NDA. Addressing a press conference, BJP chief JP Nadu said the NDA's reach and scope has increased over the years due to BJP's developmental agenda and schemes that have addressed all sections of society. Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah today announced that Chirag Paswan's Lok Jan Shakti party has officially joined the NDA. The announcement came after the duo met in Delhi today.
कुल मिलाकर के अभी तक 38 हमारे पार्टनर्स जो हमारे एनडीए के पार्टनर्स हैं उनकी कंफर्मेशन आ चुकी है तो 38 पार्टनर्स कल इस मीटिंग में पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे। देश ने तय कर लिया है कि 2024 में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में इस संकल्प के साथ कि हमारी एकता जो देश के हित के ऊपर आधारित है, अटूट है, अटल है और हम फिर एक बार 2024 में एनडीए रिजॉल्व करेगा कि हम मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में देश फिर से एक बार एनडीए की सरकार बनाएगा.
I'm looking at this opportunity after a long time. I think in 2014, we as an alliance partner, we came here. In 2019, we had a different approach. Now, for tomorrow's meeting, specifically been called and coordinated by very senior ministers, and we are looking forward to see how the NDA policies should be taken into the people, and could be possibly because of could be possibly more about alliances would come into discussion.
Mohit, my colleague, joins me live on the broadcast for more details. Mohit, good evening. On one hand, of course, tomorrow it's going to be destination Bengaluru for the opposition unity meeting. And on the other hand, we do pick up that in the capital, of course, you're going to be seeing this huddle of the BJP as well. Tell us the key takeaways that one should know. And politically speaking, what are you expecting out of this as well to draw things into perspective for our viewers?
Well, you see, tomorrow is a very political charge-up day when it comes to the run-up to the 2024 elections. Now, tomorrow we have the opposition party meeting, an all-important opposition party meeting, I must say, in Bengaluru, and it will be done in 2 sessions, and there will be a break for lunch. And after that, we'll have a press conference by the opposition party leaders, and they will come out with a plan that what exactly they have decided, whether they have decided about any common minimum program, sheet sharing, and who exactly would be the convener or the leader of the opposition parties. Now, when it comes to the NDA meeting, it's also a very, very important meeting. Perhaps after 2019, this is said to be the biggest NDA meeting, and the BJP is trying to ensure that more and more parties get into the NDA. And hence, as of now, as per the BJP President JP Nadda, 38 parties will be attending this particular meeting of the NDA. The meeting will take place tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Hotel Ashok. Now, what the BJP president today, while addressing a press conference, stated that the opposition parties are just trying to cover themselves because there are several charges of corruption against them, and they do not have any leader, they do not have any ideology, they do not have any plan, but only aim is to defeat Prime Minister Narendra Modi. While on the other hand, he listed that what all has been done by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government from past 9.5 years. Now, in tomorrow's meeting, one important development that came up today was that Chirag Paswan, the LJP Ramvilas faction leader and member of parliament, met JP Nadda and Home Minister Amit Shah, and he has decided to come for that NDA meeting tomorrow. Now, the major task ahead of the BJP will be that how exactly Pashupati Paras, who is with the another faction of the LJP, and Chirag Paswan, how they both can come together so that the 6% Paswan vote bank share in Bihar, and that is very, very important for the BJP, could be consolidated by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, when it comes to Uttar Pradesh, we see that how the latest entrant into the NDA is O.P. Rajbhar from SBSP. Now, we also know that Oppn, who has been the part of the NDA for a long time, they have been allies with the BJP, will also part of the meeting. And Anupriya Patel.
Mohit, as much as you're joining us on the broadcast and getting us all those details, I'd have to interject you there. But for the moment, thank you very much for getting us those details. But like you said, it is, of course, going to be a big day, politically speaking, tomorrow. So we'll keep a close eye on that story tomorrow. But let's shift our focus. The Supreme Court has refused to intervene in a plea filed